Hello, visionaries. How are you all today? Okay, so we're going to be talking about in the next few episodes coming up. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, money. Now, before you pass any judgment on the name of the topic or the theme of the topic, I want you to just stay with me. Because the reason I actually like talking about money, I'm going to give you a few different perspectives on money. One is money is one of the languages that we all speak in the world today. And there's a lot of misconceptions about money. Secondly, I've had my own fair share of money issues and I've worked through them. I've come a very long way. And I want to share with you some of the ways that I have overcome this because so many people struggle with money, spending money, saving money, giving away too much. I mean, name it. And I have seen those issues with clients I've worked with and also with my own self. So I decided it'll be great for us to talk. I have a whole series on money issues, on money topics in this podcast I think it was like 2 years ago, but I wanted to approach it from a very different lens because neither am I the same person that I was 2 years ago. What I mean by that is I am the same person, but we all grow and evolve. And I have grown and evolved even since then. And so have you. If you have followed me for that length of time, or even if you're new to me, we keep growing and evolving every single day. So the person you were yesterday is not the same as the person today. We keep shedding and growing and evolving. So I wanted to bring in the topic of money because this is very important, because if you do not work through your money issues, there are some big consequences to pay. One is it keeps you trapped in your emotions. It keeps you trapped in your emotions of fear, of worry, of anxiety. And this is detrimental to you creating your vibrant life. So this is one of the main reasons I wanted to start having this conversation about money. And this topic is titled, Why You Need to Work Through Your Money Issues. Okay. And the reason it is vital to master your money issues, if you have any, and I want to give you a clue, this is not just for you, but for the world. This is vital. Like I said, I already gave you the clue when we started talking about this. So it's so annoying when you are in the middle of talking and then you have a coughing fit for no reason. That's what happened. Anyways, back to the episode. Okay. So the reason you need to, it's vital that you master your money issues. If you have any, maybe you don't, but even if you feel like you don't, examine it, because are you where you want it to be? Could you be allowing more money to come into your life? Could you be attracting more money? And the reason this is so vital, because the clue is this is not just for you, this is for the world. Because when you have money, you are going to create bigger impact in the world. Gone are those days. And you'll always find this genre of people. There are genre of people who are going to misuse the power of money and be greedy and really attract money or make money for their own power. And there are also people who do amazing things in the world with money. So money is not the issue. It's the people who are the issues. Just like you have people who make good choices and people who make poor choices like that. There are people who make amazing choices with money, and there are people who make very poor choices with money. So money is not the issue. Money has been given a very poor reputation because of societal societal impositions on money. People have made money to be their master, and it has to be the other way around. Because money, this is my belief system, that money in the hands of good people is going to create amazing things in the world. And that is how I see money. So when you work through your money issues, you're going to be in a position to give more, to create bigger impact. Like a lot of the money that comes in through my business goes back into the business, because I am here to attract more people to come into my life so I can create a bigger difference. Like this podcast, this is for you, it may be free. It isn't free for me. I have a team working. I'm paying them for making these podcasts publicized and done all of these things, right? It costs money, but I'm very happy to spend that money because I know this is creating impact in the world. Even if it's impacting one person, one child's life changed for me is like more than enough. I have, for some reason, some very young people have started to come into my life, some like, in their early 20s. And these are young kids to me. And I am so excited to work with them, because when I work with them, I create bigger shifts in the world, because when they shift, they are the future of our world, right? And so I'm so happy to, and they follow my podcast, and I'm like, so it's so sweet, and I'm so glad it's creating impact for them. So money is important. Money issues are important to work with. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. This podcast episode is specifically about why you need to master your money issues. Okay, work through your money issues. This is the whole theme about this podcast. We're not going to go into any of the details. That will come in another episode. So I have a few questions for you about money. And I want you to really sit with this, because this will reveal to you, where are you stuck at when it comes to money? How are you, what is your relationship with money? It's going to shed a lot of light. All right. Okay, so I have a few questions for you. Feel free to take a piece of paper and write them down, and just sit with this and share them with me. Okay, share them on Instagram, send me an email. I love hearing from my listeners, because then I know what impact it's creating. Okay, the first one. How do you feel about money? What are your predominant feelings about money? Second, what are your predominant thoughts about money? How do you feel when you spend money? When you spend lots of money, how do you feel? Now, lots of money is a subjective term, because for some people, lots of money could be millions of dollars. And with some people, lots of money could be $10,000 or maybe $5,000. Doesn't matter. I just want you to sit with these questions, okay? These questions will reveal to you what beliefs you have about money, okay? I have another question for you. How do you feel about rich people? You may be wondering, how is this question relevant to me? Because as you project, so you receive. If you have negative thoughts about rich people, in quotes, then that is how you are repelling money from coming into your life. Because you have a belief about rich people, which means you have a belief about yourself as a rich person when money comes into your life. So you are automatically going to reject that money. That's the power of your subconscious mind. Okay, in the upcoming episodes, we're going to dive deep into all of these things. You're going to discover amazing value in these upcoming episodes, including this one. So make sure you save this, you share this with your friends and family, you write down these questions and share them with me, because the more you dive into this, the more freedom you're going to get from making money your master and being the master of your money. Okay. The reason I'm asking you to spend some time on these specific questions is because if you have if you are in a space where you are energetically worrying about money and anxious about money, wondering when the next money is going to come, are you spending too much? Will you have enough? All those things. The bottom line is, it is holding you back. It is an energetic constraint from allowing money to flow into your life. It kind of kinks the flow of your pipeline. Okay, it takes away from the creativity flowing through you to truly live your to truly live your vibrant life, and allowing the channels of money to just flow in. Okay, so this is why I'm inviting you to look at these things, because one more thing, you may already know this. Has worrying ever solved any issues when it comes to money? Has worrying ever solved any issue? It hasn't, right? Because what has happened is we learn about money like we learn about life from our caregivers, from our society. From the moment you're born, you're kind of inundated with flawed beliefs that you have from other people, and then that gets reinforced by your own life experiences. When I was growing up, we didn't have much. At some points in our life, there used to be how many people? My family, my immediate family, the four of us, plus my grandparents, plus my great aunt, my great grand aunt. There were 7 people living in our home in a 1-bedroom house. Apartment, not even a house. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, 1 or 2 bedrooms. I can't remember. It was actually 1 bedroom with it was like a storage kind of space for the 2nd bedroom type of thing. But it was very limited, I grew up with very less. Like we used to sleep, my sister and I used to sleep in the living room. Like we used to roll out our beds on the floor, and then we'd roll our beds back up in the morning. Like that's how we lived. And we lived with, it was like, but it was never like it was never that money ran out or we were homeless or any of those things. Money always was there, but it was very meager. And from my recollection, and this could be flawed as well, because my recollection was that my mom worried a lot about money, and that was how I grew up, and that was kind of imprinted onto me. And I continued to worry about money. Money became a survival thing for me for the longest time, even though I always had enough. It never ran out, ever. Because worry is always about the future. It is never about the present moment. It's about something that has never happened. So spend some time looking at, how did you grow up around money? What were your predominant thoughts about money growing up? What was told to you? What did you learn? Because these things are humongously important. They play a subconscious role in how you're attracting or not attracting money into your life. The bottom line, everything is a belief that you have just succumbed to. Everything, there are very few facts in life, right? Everything else is just a belief. And money beliefs are also just beliefs. They're not real. Let me ask you, have you ever gone without, where money hasn't shown up, even in the most dire times in your life? Have you ever gone without money? Have you ever been like, I don't, even if you're homeless, let's take it, like there are some people who have been homeless and they've come out of it. Have you ever not come out of those dire situations? Money has always come back, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to start looking at it. What happens with the brain is that the brain looks for evidence. So say you've had experiences in your life all along where money has been like a source of security threat, or like money is a symbol of security for you, or there hasn't been money, or like your parents are worried about money. If that's been your experience, and then you grow up and then you live paycheck to paycheck, and then you don't have enough, and blah, blah, whatever, right? So now the brain has evidence, right? The brain has now evidence that money is struggle, money is hard to come by, money is difficult to make. All these are evidence that the brain has now collected. Now take yourself now to present time. Then you look at your bank account, or you have some big bills to pay. Then your brain's going to go into evidence from the past of like, look, here is how you've struggled with money. Here's how you're going to struggle with money. Brain is very much like a computer chip. It's going to just give you, it's like going to spit it out. Okay, here's the program. Blah. It's going to give you that program of money is struggle, money is hard, money is this, money is that. And it's giving you evidence. So now you're going to start finding evidence where money has shown up for you. That is your homework. Find all the evidence where money has shown up. You are going to give it something else to think about. And not think about how money has not shown up, or money is hard to make. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. When I first came to the United States to do my master's, I didn't have much. My parents gave me, I believe, they said we can pay your first semester's tuition and your plane ticket, and that's about it. You're on your own after that. And so when I came here, I started to apply for student loans, and I figure out what do I do next and whatever. So I got enough student loans to cover my tuition for the first year. Actually, 2 years, to both my years of master's. But what I did not realize was that my master's program ran through the summertime. So it was fall, spring, summer, and then I was done. So it ran through the summer, and it was mandated to take the summer classes because that's how this program was set up. So here I am at 22, 23, newly, I'm going to use the word freshly off the boat, no resources, didn't know anything, stepped into a new land. I couldn't even understand the accent because, like, I couldn't understand the American accent. Like for a long time, I would be like, what are you saying? Like, can you repeat that again? Can you repeat that? Because I could not even understand, and they wouldn't understand me. Even though I spoke English flawlessly, I learned all my entire education was in English, was British English, which is slightly different. But it was very interesting. So here I was like, then I realized this was happening. I started to panic. Okay, I was just a kid, but all those faulty beliefs were already in place. Somehow, goodness, like, I don't know, I talked to my professors, like somehow it was a Jesuit school that I went to. I went to University of San Francisco, and someone told me that there was like some of the Jesuit priests would give scholarships to students who are in dire need. So I applied, and I don't remember if the first thing I got was rejection or whatever, but like somehow someone gave me a scholarship for my summer semesters so that I could complete college. The reason I'm sharing the story with you is that money showed up. Even in my most dire situation where I was like, I do not know how I'm going to do this, money showed up. When we first bought our first home, we've had multiple since then, but when we got our first home, we didn't have anything. We put like a 5% down. I mean, like, who the heck does that, right? Like, but 5% down. And my husband was the only earning member at that point. I just finished school, and I was starting my internships, and it was like, like we were just newly starting our life. We had just gotten married. So all these things are happening, and we didn't know how we were going to do it, but we got a fixer-upper, which required a lot of work, and it was crazy making. And then he decided he was going to go back to doing his master's and MBA. So he got into UC Berkeley, and so he's working full-time, going to business school at UC Berkeley, and I'm a measly intern goodness, our life was struggle back then, right? But somehow money just showed up. And when I started to look for evidence like that, saying, you know what, even in moments where I was like, I don't know how we're going to pay the next month's mortgage or rent or whatever, like money showed up. So finding evidence like that allowed my brain to calm down. Because what happens is when you get into worry and fear and all that, the brain goes into overdrive, which then stimulates the nervous system, which then stimulates over the emotions get overly stimulated. And then you are stuck with feelings that make you feel terrible. Then the thoughts correspond to that. Then you're spiraling downwards within minutes. Okay, so this is what your thoughts and feelings do for you. So when you can show the brain evidence that money has shown up, you've never been homeless, you're okay, you've always managed to make ends meet, then the brain's going to calm down. And when it calms down, then you can work with the beliefs that are just faulty old beliefs that may not even belong to you. In the next episode, we're going to go into faulty money beliefs and how to get rid of them. But in the meantime, your homework is to find evidence in all the ways money has shown up. Because unless you work through your money issues, it's always going to show up and you're always going to struggle with it. If you no longer want to struggle with money, if you want to make money and create big impact in the world around you, then work through your faulty money beliefs. If you have found this episode to be helpful to you, I invite you to share this with your friends and family and also leave a review for me. And because we can reach so many more people through your reviews. Like I wouldn't have a podcast without you listening. And so I'm very appreciative of it. At some point, I'm going to do a fun giveaway for for reviews. But for right now, I'm requesting that if you found value and you want to create impact, this is one simple way that you can create impact. So please write a review, share this, and let me know if you have any questions and what specifically has come up for you so that we can work through some of these things. And share with me on Instagram, okay? Or email me. All right, my dear friends, I will see you on another episode.